wasting my time. I don't know why I can't get you out my mind. Yeah. So lost, where do I go? I was in the chase, caught a flat on road. It was all love, X no O. I was feeling rich, but we turned out broke. Guess I let my feelings take control. Guess I let my demon take the wheel. Used to think that we be growing old. Now I can't believe that it was real. It was back in late December when I did it. I just wish I could forgive. Cause I hate how much I love it. Oh, I hate how I just love to catch a feel. Yeah. I've been wasting my time. I don't know why I can't get you out my mind. If I find a way to get it, when I do it, I can live it and forget it. Cause I hate how much I love you, or I hate how you just put me in my feelings. Guess I let my feelings take control. Guess I let my demon take the wheel. Used to think that we be growing old. Now I can't believe that it was real. Guess I let my feelings take control. Guess I let my demon take the wheel. Used to think that we be growing old. Now I can't believe that it was real. Guess I let my feelings take control. Guess I let my demon take the wheel. Used to think that we be growing old. Now I can't believe that it was real. I've been wasting my time. I don't know why I can't get you out my mind. I've been wasting my time. I don't know why I can't get you out my mind. Guess I let my demon take the wheel. Used to think that we be growing old. Now I can't.
Tuesday night Forza Motorsport Spec Racing here live on Twitch TV. Let's get it going. AMS Storm now here on lap number 34 of 34, jumps into the top spot. And here comes Maverick now, going to make a run to the inside on Drex, perhaps missing his mark.
Hey there, race fans. Welcome to X-Venture Live on Twitch TV. I'm Dustin Moore, and this is X-Venture with the Season 46 Forza Spec Racing Series. My gosh, what's the name of it? What are we doing here? What's going on? I know very well what's going on here. Week number 3. It is the midpoint of Season 46 here. Well, at least it will be after the first race of the evening, and then we'll make the short trek toward the finale here in 2 weeks' time, week number 5, at which point we will crown a champion. And will it be, for the 5th straight time in a row, LS Subaru, which has never happened before in FM4's history? It never has. Let's go take a look at the standings here. We did have a little interesting change or interesting turn of events there in week number 2. LS Subaru sits atop of the leaderboard with 100 points, which was going to happen regardless of what Subaru's performance was going to be there in week number 2, because these are championship points. These are excluding each driver's worst week. And LS Subaru last week had a disconnect there in that, was it the second race of the evening? I think it was the second race there in week number 2. So there you go. Will that be what keeps other drivers in the race for the championship to try to take down LS Subaru, try to prevent that 5th straight championship victory? Fear the Fun, if he has anything to say about it, 94 points. He's going to need a few more here. Audrex, 92, tied with Patches Riley, also at 92. Onion with Too Many Eyes at 88. Craytrim, 86. And you can see is our Golded Driver of the Week. Golded. I don't know. Highlighted Driver of the Week with a Week 2 victory at Silverstone National. That was race number 4. So, yes, the second race of Week 2 is when LS Subaru got disconnected from the race, and Craytrim picked up the win. Cuda 93. By the way, Craytrim getting the win there in that 4th race, it was a good thing for Craytrim, because it has been a horrific season for the driver formerly known as C-Tom. Cuda 93 with 86, Virus Thoughts at 76, Test at 74, and Slow Motion Fire, who was a non-participant there in week number 2 due to other commitments, with 64 points. Try to move up a little bit further. On the other side, you've got Midnight Rider, who is a return racer here from the original days of FM4. Currently at 48 points, sitting at P11. Modern Weapon also not participating there in week number 2 at 22 points. Spills 2003 with 3. And then you can see Oops Arena, RZM Salty, and Born as Ghost, 2 drivers who are registered here for Season 46, but so far have not made an appearance on the track. Let's go take a look at the schedule here as a reminder of what we've got going on tonight and what we have going on for the rest of the season. Bernese Alps, oh my gosh, let's just get it over with. I'm so glad tonight is tonight, because I have been waiting for this night to get this night over with. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I really am not kidding about how much I loathe Bernese Alps, but it should be good racing still. The Cadillac XTS Limousine has proven to be a very capable race vehicle. Bernese Alps for 15 laps, followed by Lime Rock full for 30 laps here tonight. And then we'll talk about what's to come on the rest of the agenda here a little bit later on. It is time for qualifying. 3 laps out at the Bernese Alps, and it looks like we've got about 9 drivers on the grid here this evening. The first one off the line is going to be Onion Too Many Eyes with the Air Canada livery. Is Onion Too Many Eyes changing the livery each week to a different airliner? Or has it always been Air Canada? Eh? All right, so Onion Too Many Eyes. We'll go ahead and get some stats there in the bottom left as the drivers come across the start-finish line at the beginning of lap number 2. We'll start to see who's got the quickest qualifying time at this point. By the way, I do have a predictor going right now, and it only has but a few minutes, about 2.5, for you to wager your channel points, which have absolutely no monetary value. Wager those points on who you think, or how many drivers you think will have dirtied qualifying times here out at Bernese Alps. 81% of you currently saying that none of the drivers will. Wow, that's a bold selection. One of you, or 2% of the vote, saying that there will be one driver. Actually, two of you have selected one driver, and another 2 of you are saying 2 to 5 of the drivers will have dirtied qualifying times. We shall see. Onion Too Many Eyes out on the track. Cuda 93 is out here tonight. Fear the Fun is back, also out. All 3 of our organizers of the Forza Spec Racing Series were absent there in week number 2, made for a slightly lower showing. Audrex out on the track as expected. Cratrium, who helped make sure everything went according to plan last week, is out there. Slow Motion Fire is back. Test is there. LS Subaru, our reigning champion. And I say that 4-time in a row champion out on the track. Patches Riley is the 9th driver. If you are watching right now and you've previously participated here in Season 46, there is no better time than now to go ahead and jump on into the lobby. Even if you don't get qualifying in, you'll get a placement on the grid and be able to race throughout the evening. For those of you who are curious about what you're seeing here tonight, yes, we've kind of hit a low point here in the Forza Spec Racing Series in terms of the number of drivers, the number of viewership here on the channel. It's been a quiet season, despite the fact that the racing has been equally competitive to any other season. If you are interested, and I assure you, in Season 47, they will not be racing the XTS Limousine. They will have a new car out on the grid. Everybody driving with the exact same upgrades. You could do the tuning to fit your driving style. Head on over to reddit.com/r/FM4. Get yourself acquainted with the league structure, which is very beer league oriented, very friendly in terms of their setup and their expectations. Really, the only expectation is that you race clean, have fun, and be respectful to others. That should just be a prerequisite for any online community. Unfortunately, it's not. So I have to call it out here. You don't race clean, you don't be respectful, you don't have fun. If you're going to be a mopey Brian, they'll just say, you know, thanks but no thanks. But I assure you, you fit the bill for the top 3, or the 3 things I mentioned, then they'll be happy to have you back week after week. Currently, LS Subaru with the quickest time, a 2:02.361. As we see Cratrium with the second quickest time now, coming through that big sweeping left-hander. You got a little bit of camber to work with there before you head down the hill toward the start-finish line. And wow, this is an excruciatingly long loading screen. How many drivers did we lose on that one? Whew! It looks like only one, and I can't tell. I think it was Fear the Fun. It was Fear the Fun. Interesting. LS Subaru now with a sub 2-minute time at 1:59.4 double aught. Krejcim still with the second quickest time. Audrex with the third. Slow Motion Fire has the fourth. Kuda with the fifth. Let's have some fun here tonight. What do you say? A little bit quiet in the chat. I had to spam my own emotes in my own chat. That's a streamer's worst nightmare. When they basically have to hype themselves up in their own chat with their own emotes. Lurkers are definitely welcomed here to the channel. I'm just giving myself a hard time. If you want to jump into the chat, say hi, and then retreat back to Lurkville, you are certainly welcome to do so. Even if you don't want to say hi, then cool, stick around and enjoy the fun. But yeah, anybody who's maybe got a question about the league, you got a question about any of the drivers or what we've got going on here tonight, please do let me know there in the chat. That way I can engage with y'all. It really is that much more fun for me whenever I am not just having to make stuff up, but rather can interact and feel like we've got a bit of a commentating conversation going, I suppose. Bernese Alps, this track was introduced in what? Forza Motorsport 5, and I have never been a fan. I have never been a fan, ever. I just can't appreciate the layout at all. I can't. Here comes Test with Slow Motion Fire in tow across the line. LS Subaru able to improve on that 159-400 with a 159-169. And we'll come back out of the lobby or into the lobby. Off the track, out of the track, and into the lobby. Maybe. Wow. What is going on tonight? Are there server issues here this evening? That or my Forza Motorsport 7 just completely locked up. I think the latter is true. Well, there you go. There's a look at the current standings heading into week number 3. Oh, well, I've got a backup plan for everything. I've got a backup plan for everything. I'm contingencyed out to the max. If there's a problem, I will solve it. Welcome back. I'll invite you back into the broadcast booth here. Again, Dustin Moore, X-Venture, and trying to get Forza Motorsport 7 booted back up. I don't know if this is a problem that others are having. I am not seeing anybody reporting any issues in the FM4 Discord. I know you guys hear the intro screen coming through. I meant to mute that. My apologies if it was loud. But we'll get that loaded up, and then we'll jump back in the lobby, and I should still be able to see the time so that we can get an evaluation of where our drivers, the 9 of them who were in qualifying, where they stand on the start grid here for race number 1. 15 laps around the Bernese Alps Festival Circuit, which I think is the longest circuit here in Forza Motorsport 7 for that particular environment. All right, yes, we've got times. Look at that. Power to the PC that loads up ever so quickly. Onion Too Many Eyes with a 202.565. A 2 double lot 137 there for Krejcim. Audrex with a 201.816. 203.355 for Kuda 93. LS Subaru with a 159.169. Test at a 202.106. Slow Motion Fire with a 202.609. Patches Riley with a 202.676. And Fear the Fun, who disconnected, did manage to get on that standing start a 205.690. All right, let's see here. It's gonna take them a little bit to get everything sorted out there in the lobby. We'll see if anybody wants to join me here for a quick little interview in the driver's spotlight. But yes, tonight represents the midpoint of season 46. After this race here, we roll into the back half with the second race of tonight, which is going to be out at Lime Rock, which I am excited about. I am excited about Lime Rock. Bernese Alps, can't say so much. Lime Rock should be pretty dang cool. And then week 4 represents our penultimate week and the final week of season 46 to include 2 races. And then week number 5, our final race of the season, is race number 9, and it is an endurance-style event that's a little bit longer than what we are accustomed to here in weeks 1 through 4. Suzuka Full Circuit got the nod here in season 46 for that finale, 37 laps. And that'll be a good one to see how the tire wear factors in, because we've seen tire wear become an issue throughout the early parts of the season. And so will the tires be able to withstand? Now, the fuel tank is going to run out. The fuel is going to fall out the limousine pretty quickly. The tire degradation, however, may come first. All right. Time to get paid my channel points. Let's go, says LS Subaru. Fair enough. You said none. None was the correct answer. Congratulations to all the drivers who were able to keep it off the guardrails. I thought for sure that's what would necessitate at least one dirty qualifying time of the lot. Let's go ahead and run another predictor here as you guys continue to gawk at the schedule. Let's see. Where will Cratrium finish at Bernese Alps? Top 5? No. Top 3? 4th? Or worse? We'll go ahead and let that run. We'll go the max 30-minute on that predictor there. Use your channel points. Where will Cratrium finish at the end of this race? We know LS Subaru is back out there and is likely to be hogging up space in P1. So will Cratrium manage a top 3 finish, or like the first 2 races here of season 46, actually the first 3 races of season 46, suffer and be outside the top 3? There you go. Channel pointed up. The points are worth nothing. The entertainment value of X Venture on a Tuesday, priceless. All right. It looks like we are about ready to go here. It seems like we're stuck again. Is nobody else in the lobby experiencing this, or is it just me? It seems stuck. Nope. We've got a countdown timer. Host launch time expiring. Oh, okay. Well, something happened here. Wait for it. Oh, I think we're in business here tonight. The first race of the evening about to get underway. 15 laps around the Bernese Alps Festival circuit. I hear the engines roaring there on the front-wheel drive Cadillac XTS. C500 performance index here in Forza Motorsport 7. 298 foot-pounds of torque are turning the wheels. And here we go. Kick the tires. Light the fires. Week number 3, race number 1 here. Bernese Alps is underway. LS Subaru, our top qualifier at a 159, 169. It goes into turn number 1 and 2. Comes out in front. And as we take a look back, it's going to be Cratrium in second, Audrex in third. Behind Audrex is Onion Too Many Eyes in fourth, Test in fifth, Cuda 93 in sixth. Slow Motion Fire is 7th, Patches Riley is 8th, Fear the Fun in 9th, and Modern Weapon in 10th. We now have 10 drivers out on the grid. We've picked up an extra driver. That's good to see. I think that was Modern Weapon, who was unable to qualify, but is indeed racing. Now down the big hill they come, and everybody's going to stay off of the tire barrier. Impressive. Impressive. And now into the right-hander before they go under the tunnel or through the tunnel. You don't really go under a tunnel, right? You go through it. That's the whole point of a tunnel. If they built a tunnel under a tunnel, that would be redundant. And back out they come with the sun gleaming, beaming in their face. This is the only skybox for Bernese Alps, I do believe. And you can see the drivers running well wide out of that tunnel section. They can do that here in the race. They've been given the go-ahead to run wide through that left-hander. You can't do that during qualifying. You would, in fact, get a dirty lap. Everybody able to avoid that, but now enjoying the luxuries of letting the XTS kind of go out and enjoy the mountainside, the cliff edge of the racetrack. Now through that final left-hander, here comes Audrex in the Peepoo car. Kreitrim in second, LS Subaru out in front, down the hill, across the line. And oh no, is it Fear the Fun once again? We lost Fear the Fun in qualifying. And again, an obnoxiously long loading screen there. As I look through the field, sure enough, Fear the Fun is out once again. Mark Nasty. You can't say that name any other way than Mark Nasty. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you're enjoying a Tuesday evening here with me. Forza Spec Racing Series. Back down the hill. Actually, I think this is a Forza Motorsport 4 track. I said Forza Motorsport 5 earlier, but I do think this was maybe... No, it can't be. Forza Motorsport 5. Where are my fact checkers at? Big J Bishop says, I love that hard crash. Doubly so there. I mean, you might have had a soft crash during qualifying, but now a hard crash, you say, in the race. And yeah, it resulted in a long loading screen for us there, Big J. Thanks for that. Well, Big J Bishop there, Fear the Fun's going to spectate, which is unfortunate because Fear the Fun, again, one of the 3 FM4 organizers who was unable to participate there in week number 2. So you're thinking, all right, Fear the Fun, 94 points on the overall leaderboard, second to LS Subaru. Going to try to have a great run here in week number 3. That was a horrible, Price is Right. Over the bid sound, over the, yeah, whatever. It was my own version so that I didn't get DMCA'd. Yeah. All right, we got a straggler out there on the track. Perhaps somebody had to go into pit lane. It's going to be Test back there in 9th position. Let's go to Onion Too Many Eyes in 4th. Onion Too Many Eyes is currently 3rd overall. Check that. 5th overall on the leaderboard with 88 points. And is looking to surpass Patches Riley and Audrex, who have 92 each. 92 points each. Now I can watch playoff hockey and make some dinner, says Big J. You see, that was all planned. Hard reset my back end. That was a... You press the power button, you're like, I'm watching me some Tampa Bay Lightning. Likely excuse. Likely excuse. Onion Too Many Eyes in the Air Canada livery. Trying to chase down Audrex, who I mentioned. Actually, I did not mention. Yeah, I did mention. Patches Riley, Audrex, 92 points. Just in front of Onion Too Many Eyes on the overall leaderboard, entering week number 3. Taking that wide corner and up onto the guardrail. Got to be careful there. You hit that too hard. Might yield a little bit of damage. Not the case that time around. Up to 16% tire degradation on that front right. That front right tire seeing the most workload with the fast-paced left-handers here at Bernese Alps. go ahead and give our P7 driver a little bit of love. Patches Riley. If I can get the menu to cooperate with me. There we go. Big J on PC, and it's an AMD issue on certain tracks. Plus, why would I take some three-point race after missing last week? It was playoff hockey week last week, though. Just giving you a hard time, man. Do not take me literally. I'm just joshing you. Just guilt tripping you. Not that there's really any guilt to be had there. I mean, you had a hard disconnect. Just how it is. As we see the rooftop there at Patches Riley's Uber Mobile. What more appropriate a livery than Uber on a limousine? How many of y'all here in the chat? I know there's at least one of you, right? The sample size is pretty large here tonight. At least one of you purchased a limousine so that you could do your Uber driving in style, your Ubering in style. Yeah? Yeah? Raise your hands. Let us know. That way we know who to go after whenever we need our fancy Uber drives. Through the tunnel here on lap number 4 of 15. All right, Big J Bishop. Here's we're gonna have to get in on this when it inevitably happens, because now I live in a city that has a professional hockey team, a major league hockey team, an NHL hockey team, and some will say maybe is the favorite to win this year's cup. The Denver Avalanche. And so you and I, when that time inevitably comes, we'll have to do a little playful betting of who will win, Tampa Bay or Denver. Patches Riley now across the line, still in 7th position, sandwiched between Slow Motion Fire in 6th, Modern Weapon to the rear in 8th. As they go back through turn number 1 and 2, you got the camera there, the helicopter looking off the side. I only wish that these these sprites that we see, these fictional cameras plotted on the at the edges of the track, I wish those were used as reference points for the camera. It makes too much sense. Those cameras are in prime position to get good views, and yet some of the time we get horrible views, and they just repeat because it's only one camera per corner. They do not vary. I hope that changes. I sure hope that changes with the next Forza title. Lampslide says the Air Canada car is getting a little banged up. Must be a Boeing. But ting. Let's go to Audrex in 3rd. Good one, Lampslide. Hope those channel points work out for you. Hope that wager works out for you. Speaking of which, for those of you who have not yet cashed your channel points, you still have 8.5 minutes remaining if you'd like to kind of just sit it out and see. But right now, what do we have? Why is it not telling me? Right now, 82% of you say that Creature will finish in the top 3, while, well, somebody just shifted that a little bit to the right here. 23% of you say that Creature will finish in 4th or worst. Or worse, I should say. Worse would be the correct word there. Creature currently running in 2nd, well behind LS Subaru. LS Subaru, who is likely to miss out on the Golden Broom opportunity here in Season 46. The elusive Golden Broom. Nobody has won all 9 races in a single FM4 season. LS Subaru has come very, very close. As a matter of fact, the only reason Subaru really hasn't accomplished it thus far is because Subaru's removed themselves from some of the finales after having already won the championship. It was just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm good. I won the championship. I'm out. Well, as it so happens here in Season 46, and was also in the case of Season 45, well, actually, Season 45 was lost that opportunity because of running out of fuel. This season lost the opportunity very early on there in race number 4 with a disconnect. Modern Weapon in 8th, trying to make a pass here on Patches Riley in 7th in the tunnel nonetheless, as the lights go reflecting off the top of the limousine into that big left-hander. There goes Modern Weapon with a loading, like a loading Windows loading screen on the side of the car, loading livery. Love it. I think that's what it probably says. I don't know. It's going too fast. I can't tell. And so Modern Weapon not able to complete the pass there on Patches Riley, but now here we go. 3 cars into the, well, they got to go through the S's first. Then we'll have that final left-hander here. See if Modern Weapon tries to make a pass or if he's just comfortable with sitting in this position right here, waiting to see if anybody will make a mistake. And look at this. We've got them all separated here. Slow motion fire on the low line. Patches Riley was on the midline there for a moment before dropping it back down. Modern Weapon had to come off the berm. Modern Weapon was collecting rubber marbles up there on the high side of that final corner, and as a result wasn't able to carry enough momentum through that corner to make the pass, and instead stays in P8. And now here comes Modern Weapon on the left side of Patches Riley. Nothing going to happen there. Patches Riley ducks into the inside over the curbing, making as much use as the paved part of the track here as he possibly can. And now Modern Weapon is going to make that pass to the low side here. Got to be careful. Don't want to lock up the brakes, and you don't want to go into the corner too fast, because then you find yourself head first in the tire barrier, and it's a long way back to pit lane. Oh, I love it. Modern Weapon's got virtual auto sports all the way on the other side. Yes, harkening back to the former name of the channel. X Venture, formerly known as Virtual Auto Sports, formerly known as Shadow Edge Media. Yeah, sure, I've gone through a couple of rebrandings. What's it to you? Modern Weapon now continuing to try to chase these two down. Now, it's getting pretty feisty here as Patches Riley looks to put on a few little blocking maneuvers. The length of these cars really makes it fascinating to see what the passing strategy is going to be, because it's not like you could just slipstream off the opponent and within a couple of seconds you've made the pass. No, yeah, the tail end of this thing just hangs out there forever. And so to get clearance on your competitor takes some work and a little bit of luck. Modern Weapon scraping the side of the guardrail. That's going to slow that vehicle down considerably as they come back up toward the start-finish line for the beginning of lap number 8. And now out of turn 1 and 2. Slow motion fire has Patches Riley on the outside. Let's go to Patches here still in 7th position. Hasn't made the pass yet. Oh, there we go. We got a nice little overhead camera view as Patches Riley's now on the low side. Coming into turn number... That's going to be turn number 5, I believe it is, here at Bernese Alps. I'm sorry, there's not an official track map. I can't call them out properly. Giblet says Modern Weapon is scrape off the channel name from your livery. Don't scrape it off. I know the disrespect, right? Get no respect. Patches Riley now drops back to 8th after Modern Weapon makes the pass. Coming down the hill. You see the windows there on the limousine, at least on the driver's side of the limousine there for Patches Riley's car, all spider-webbed up. Scrape off. Yeah, well, it's okay. I got what you're saying. Scrap, scrape. It works. And here they go wide, bouncing off the, I don't know if it's a strategy for some of these drivers. Patches Riley, Modern Weapon, or just a result of pushing the car too hard. Quite a bit of understeer here in the limousine Again, with that 298 foot-pounds of torque, 383 horsepower. But a lot of that is offset by the vehicle weight, 4,000. 4,000. It's a chunky car. 4,351 pounds of curb weight. Into that final left-hander here at the end of lap number 8. LS Subaru is already on the other side of the track, just having himself, pay no mind to Subaru, just having a Sunday drive here. I know it's a Tuesday. Well, it's actually Wednesday for Subaru. Just having a casual Wednesday morning drive through the Bernese Alps. How about that? Let's go back to the X-Venture replay because the viewership may not be high, but the production value is through the dang roof. As we go back and see Modern Weapon making that pass, a daring move here off the curbing, because if you collect your opponent and go into that guardrail, that could be bad news bears for everybody involved. Modern Weapon executes it pretty dang flawlessly, only to be passed once again here by Patches Riley, but they're going to go too wide into this corner. I'm telling you, this corner, I would not try passing anybody. But that's the reason why I'm not racing, is because I would be hesitant like that. But Modern Weapon does it again. Makes it happen. And now let's see if Modern Weapon can hold the position through the tunnel. And LS Subaru here in about 6 or so seconds are going to trigger lap number 10 of 15. Don't go anywhere, folks. We've got another one after this. Lime Rock. Lime Rock full. Yeah, you heard me right. 7 corners out there at Lime Rock to include the no-name straight. It's a fun one. One of the newest entries to the Forza Motorsport Series. And Patches Riley back up to 7th. Patches in Modern really duking it out here. It's a left and a right and a right and a left as they exchange blows vis-a-vis position. I don't know. It might not be the right use of that phrase. Into turn number 1 and 2 again. Lap number 10. Ghibli can't spell, I can't talk. All right, the predictor is about to come to an end here in 9.5 minutes. 78% think that Cratrum will finish in the top 3, which is where Cratrum currently finds himself. Situated P2 in front of Audrex and well behind LS Subaru. Onion Too Many Eyes in 4th. Cuda 93 in 5th. So Motion Fire holding on to 6th, but the Lions are on the prairie. They're there. They're stalking. They're ready to make a move. Patches Riley, Modern Weapon. Once they decide to start to stop battling it out amongst each other, there goes Patches Riley. Hard into that guardrail. We got a nice view of it there from above. Bouncing off that like a pinball. Thanks for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. It's always a lot of fun to come out here on a Tuesday night. I'm telling you, I was jonesing for it. Like, I don't know. There's just something about Tuesdays, going through the workday, and I'm like, man, I got that whole racing thing going on this evening. I'd much rather be there doing that. And here we are, enjoying it. If you are, in fact, enjoying it, I'm just assuming you are when I say that. You can verify. You can confirm for me. Click that follow button here on Twitch. Lets me know as the broadcaster that you've enjoyed your time and that you want to be able to find the channel easier because it'll be in your follow channel section. And like Mark Nasty earlier, you'll get that a little sound effect. A little alert at the bottom of the screen. Nothing too crazy. But my way of acknowledging your patronage to the channel. And for those of you who go above and beyond to support the channel, much appreciated there as well with your subscriptions. Cratrum back down the hill. We go to Cratrum for the sake of confirming that he's actually out there on the track. Same for Subaru because, well, really nobody can verify it except for the back marker that Subaru is now approaching. Test. Who bet a few grand on this one? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, what is it? 38.3K voting top 3, while 10K are saying fourth and worst. 10K channel points. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm reading the wrong dang thing. I'm reading the wrong thing. 74,000 on top 3, and then 21.1 on fourth or worst. 38.3 was voted by LS Subaru, while Slow Motion Fire went ham on the 10K, saying that Crate Trim was going to do worse than top 3. Well, that's about not to be the case. And we've got a car that's looks like spun around. Is that Onion Too Many Eyes? Yes, Onion Too Many Eyes in the Air Canada car is now going to drop back to 8th. And yes, that car is in a bad way. You got red wrapped all around the sides and the front, to include some red there on the front, the left front brake and suspension. The tire damage that you see, that's just au natural. That just comes with the territory of the racing. But yeah, Onion's vehicle is going to necessitate a pit stop here, I think, unless Onion's just going to deal with it for the remaining 3 laps. Yeah, Onion's going to stick with it, which is kind of an interesting decision because Onion is not at risk of losing 8th position to Test being in 9th and on the opposite end of the circuit. And so Onion had the opportunity there to go into pit lane so that if something should happen to Modern Weapon or Patches Riley, his vehicle is capable of catching up. I can't agree with the decision that Onion made there. I know it may be a pride thing to be like, yeah, I'm not going into pit lane, but strategically speaking, you should have, because again, Test was not going to be able to surpass him for 8th position, and really the only opportunity, I get it, staying out there on the track is like, yeah, well, that keeps me closer to the pack, no matter how bad of shape my vehicle may be in. Onion's just going to continue to fall back even further. And again, so if Modern Weapon and Patches Riley or even Slow Motion Fire make a mistake, it's still going to be very difficult to catch up without a repaired vehicle. Can't agree with that decision. And now here we are for the battle of 4th position. Cuda 93 in 4th. Slow Motion Fire has moved up here to 5th after Patches Riley and Modern Weapon. Those two going blow for blow has really allowed Slow Motion Fire to just be like, I'm out. I see you guys. I mean, if you guys are going to keep battling, that's fine, but that's up to you. Onion has kept pace here. So the good thing for, well, no, I mean, Onion has 100% steering damage, 100% driveline damage, negligible engine damage, but steering and driveline is just going to make it dang near impossible to get around Patches here for 7th, no matter how good a driver. Let's go back up to slow for that battle in the top, or the battle for 4th, I should say. It's not that I don't like the Bernese Alps environment. It's very picturesque. But as far as a racing environment goes, I'm just not a huge fan. Imagine the picturesqueness of Bernese Alps, but with an actual real-world circuit like, I don't know, Pikes Peak. That'd be pretty cool, although I do believe Polyphony Digital is kind of just squatting on the Pikes Peak rights. Like, there should be a similar to Trademark establishing a trademark, establishing a registered trademark, similar to that. If you don't use it, you should lose it. And if it is true that Polyphony Digital has the rights to Pikes Peak through their partnership with Red Bull, because I think that was kind of like a package deal. I think they should lose it. Let somebody make use of it. You know, squat on the licenses of a track. Ugh. That's why we can't have nice things. That's why we have Bernese Alps, everybody. Slow Motion Fire still in 5th. Gonna cross the line for the penultimate time here. White flag drops. We are only racing to the end. Actually, I take that back. I'm well ahead of myself here. We've got one more lap after this to be the penultimate lap. Then we have another lap after that, which is the final lap. Oh, math is hard. DW Frog agrees. There we go. I got agreement from somebody. That's a quorum right there. That's a consensus. Move forward with that notion. Let's just walk on over to Polyphony Digital and revoke their licensing rights. You don't use it, you lose it. All right, let's go do a quick little rundown here as our leader, LS Subaru, about to cross the line, and now we'll get the white flag from the flag stand. Cratrim in 2nd. Audrex and Kuda are 3rd and 4th, respectively. However, nowhere near each other. It's not until you see Slow Motion Fire here in 5th position that we have a nice little battle, that being a battle for 4th. Modern Weapon in 6th, Onion Too Many Eyes in 7th, Patches Riley in 8th. Those drivers all relatively close together, but not really competing at the moment. They're in the vicinity, but not challenging. Test in 9th, and Fear the Fun, our 10th driver here this evening. Unfortunately, with the hard FM7 crash, is now enjoying some NHL, of course. He couldn't say, "Why, yes, Dustin, I disconnected, and now I'm going to watch your beautiful broadcast from the comfort of my chair." Oh, he said he's going to go watch Tampa Bay Lightning. Why? This isn't a hockey country. Test coming out of pit lane, and the white flag is now flying on the majority of our drivers. The last 3 who will see the white flag are going by the flag stand right now. Test, unfortunately, a lap or 2 back. We'll just conclude things here with the rest of the field as the race comes to an end. Squilly Joe, who's thrown a few channel points toward a vote in favor of Cratrim finishing in the top 3, says Pikes Peak would be an amazing addition to Forza Horizon. You know, I agree. It's too bad that when the original Forza Horizon was created, because it took place in Colorado, the setting was Colorado, that it couldn't be a thing, Pikes Peak. And so it'd probably be a waste for the Horizon series to return to Colorado. But, yeah, I agree that it would have been nice, for sure. Squilly Joe, thank you so much for participating there in the predictor poll and for lending your opinion there in the chat. Much appreciated. Always great to see some new Twitch tags, Twitch names here in the chat. I've said this before, but it helps me confirm that the numbers aren't made up of just bots. Not bots just watching. Cannot compute the question. We aren't that advanced. All right, our race leader, LS Subaru, has won the race. Cratrim has finished in 2nd, Audrex in 3rd. So really, who's going to finish 4th? It looks like it's going to be the Oscar Mayer Wiener car of Kuda 93, followed by Slow Motion Fire in 5th. Let's jump back to Modern Weapon in 7th position. That's because Onion Too Many Eyes has moved up to 6th, really surprising me. I thought for sure onion too many eyes was doomed in that car. Obviously, the strategy was much more sound than I thought. Here goes Patches Riley making the move on Modern Weapon there in that final left-hander. What a grave mistake there by Modern Weapon. He's going to give up a few points there, falling back to P8 for the umpteenth time here in this one. Across the line, and Test by default finishes in 9th. There you go, folks. That's our first race, and fortunately, at least for me, that is Bernese Alps in the books. We can close the book on it. Just close it. Just close the book. I really don't like that track, but it was good racing. We had good race. Again, for the most part, drivers able to keep the front end of the Cadillac XTS pointed in the right direction for the 5th race of the season. Really striking me as a surprise here. I would have thought that the limousine was going to perform a lot worse than it really has. Of course, we've got stellar drivers here in FM4, so that's the reason why. All right, folks, you know the drill. We're going to go ahead and take a quick intermission. I promise you're not going to miss anything. For those of you who are followers or non-followers of the channel, either or, you're going to see some advertisements. It does support the channel a little bit, but more importantly, it allows those who join us a little bit later on in the broadcast to avoid the pre-roll ads. You know them, I know them, you hate them, I hate them. But effectively, by running ads here in the middle, in between races when nothing is happening, we can stymie those pre-rolls for 30 minutes. So I'm going to make that happen. Those of you who are subscribers to the channel, thank you so much. You get to enjoy some tunes here, and as DWM Frog is demonstrating, spam those emotes in the chat. It is your duty as a chatter to bog down the chat as much as possible. Make it happen. Throw them there in the chat. I'm Dustin Moore. You're watching Season 46, Forza Spec Racing Series here live on Xventure, Twitch TV. I'll be right back.
Escape.
And welcome back to X Venture Live on Twitch TV. I'm Dustin Moore, and thanks for hanging through the ads there. And to anybody who might be joining us a little bit later on the broadcast, congrats. You get ad-free, jump right into the action viewing care of our viewers here early on in the broadcast. As I take a look over at the driver's spotlight, we've got none other than our race leader or race winner and our overall leaderboard leader here in season 46, LS Subaru, joining us. LS Subaru, Bernese Alps, quite a 360 from where, well, not a 360, a 180 from how things went there in week number 4. Week number 2, race number 4, when you got disconnected. This one was kind of just going along for a tour of the Bernese Alps.
Yeah, it is quite a 180 from going from my game crashing at Silverstone and to a 20-second win at Bernese Alps. It was the race was pretty it was pretty nice. Oh, the car felt pretty good. No general issues other than just some maybe like some high speed understeer, but other than that, the car was pretty decent.
Are you as disgusted with Bernese Alps as I am?
No, I actually like Bernese Alps.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
You should say the same thing to Slow. He also likes Bernese Alps.
Of course, Slow does. Yeah, of course he does. Well, the vehicle here through the first half of the season, which the first 5 races now in our rearview mirror marks the end of the first half of season 46 here. How's the XTS been doing for you? Better than expected? Right on par with what you expected, or do you wish that it was maybe a little bit better?
As I said last week, the car's actually surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Other than just it being a bit understeery, due to it being front-wheel drive and weighing nearly around about 2 tons. Other than that, the car's actually surprisingly fun and easy to drive. It's very because it's easy to drive. I think it would actually be great for players of all skill levels, really, to just get out there and just enjoy the car.
It's interesting you mentioned that because, Turn 10 Studios puts a vehicle like this into the mix in terms of the huge car catalog that they have here in Forza Motorsport 7, and a lot of folks might be turned off by that, thinking, "Oh gosh, that's not a purpose-built vehicle, so why would I, as maybe an amateur or not a seasoned pro here in Forza Motorsport, why would I give that one a whirl?" C500, not a bad performance index for it to fit in at. What's been your favorite thing about the car? Is it the handling? Does it have? I can't possibly venture to say that it has good get up and go out of the corners, but what is it about the vehicle in particular that you kind of enjoy about it?
I think my favorite thing about the car is that it's surprisingly stable once you get the tires up temperature. Of course, like right when you start driving it, you're gonna have like a lot of oversteer because the rear tires will still be like really cold because you can only heat up the front tires because it's front wheel drive. But once the tires are up to temperature, it's really stable, and I think that's probably my favorite thing about the car is that it's really stable.
Big fan of the car, or at least a fan of the car in some regard. And then also, obviously, a fan of Cratrium's ability to come to grips with the vehicle. You wagered nearly 40,000 channel points there, saying that Cratrium would finish top 3 out at Bernese Alps. This after the first 3 weeks of the first 3 races of the season. It appeared as if the vehicle was his nemesis. So you think Cratrium's come around to it, huh?
Yeah, Onion and I have been getting paid huge amounts of channel points. We've just been betting on the right predictions, and they've just been working out for us.
About 500,000 of those will be good for 1/1000th of a U.S. cent.
Yes, of course. Just the money I need.
Lime Rock, what are you expecting here?
Lime Rock, it's gonna be during the practice lobby, I found that it was actually really, really difficult to overtake. You have to have like a really good run up coming out of the last corner, I think, in order to make a good overtake, or you just hope that someone maybe like makes a mistake and goes off the track for a little bit. Otherwise, it's gonna be real. Otherwise, it's gonna take some effort to make an overtake. But other than that, it should be well. The tire wear also might be a problem. I think it'll be more of a problem here than it will be at Benice Alps. But
Interesting.
yeah.
We'll see if that tire wear becomes a factor here in one of these 4 remaining races of the season, as we saw early on in the season here. LS Subaru, not that you need it from me, but best of luck to you here in the qualifying session, and then the what will be 30 laps around Lime Rock Full.
Thank you.
Okay, Lime Rock qualifying about to get kicked off. It looks like we've got all 10 drivers back into the mix. Fear the Fun has found a way, good for him to detach himself from Tampa Bay Lightning and join us back out on the track after a hard disconnect there in the first race of the evening. I'm just giving you a hard time, Fear. Just giving you a hard time. Onion with too many eyes there in the lobby is ready to go. LS Subaru is getting everything sorted out. 3 qualifying laps, and this is the full circuit. So I think on the West Bend, we'll verify this as we see the cars go around, but I think on the western edge of the track, turn 6, that will be the singular turn versus the kind of the chicane, the S corner that they have over there, which is another variation of the track here in Forza Motorsport 7. And it looks like everybody is ready to go, and so here comes the countdown. It's the final countdown. All right, out to the track we go. Again, man, don't make me repeat myself so many times. Please. Let's try to get more drivers into the lobby for Season 47. If you'd like to participate here in Season 46, you most certainly can. And then Season 47 will get rocking and rolling here in about, 6 weeks? About 6 weeks. So here in the middle of the summer. Can you believe it? 2022. Just another one of them years. Like, I don't know. This is not one we should look back on as humanity and smile. Definitely not. But doing my darndest here to give y'all. I certainly am giving myself a good time, but hopefully able to make you laugh, make you smile, and enjoy a little bit of virtual racing, some esports here in Forza Motorsport 7 with the Forza Spec Racing Series. We've got 2 more weeks after this, and then there will be a little bit of a break before Forza Spec Racing Series season number 47, which don't know what vehicle will be, but we will soon find out once the race or once the season has concluded. Here comes Patches Riley. Speaking of concluded, first lap of qualifying is coming to a head here. 104.424 for Slow Motion Fire. Cratrum now with a 102.934. And I'm expecting LS Subaru any moment. There it is, 101.468. LS Subaru, our top qualifying time. Let's go ahead and do a lap around the track here, LS Subaru. Coming out of turn number 2, part of the Big Bend. Yes, Big Bend, not Big Ben. That's a tower in London. Out of the left-hander, now into the right-hander, turn number 4, down the no-name straight. They actually don't consider these kinks right here a corner. Again, the track designers, they number them under their own rules, and apparently those aren't universal. On some tracks, that would be a corner. Here at Lime Rock, not the case. Into turn number 5. Well, actually, we've already come out of 5. That was the uphill. Here's turn 6, the West Bend, and sure enough, it is just a right-hander, no chicane. And now into turn number 7, out onto the Samposi straight. LS Subaru on the first flying lap is going to be able to yield 58.334. Back to Patches Riley in the Uber machine. We need to get the X Venture broadcast up high enough that some of our drivers can get sponsorship deals. Yeah, that needs to be a thing. So go out, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your Forza foes, come hang out with us here on Xventure. Best dang racing on a Tuesday night you'll find on Twitch. I'm almost certain of it. No, I am certain of it. It's true. All right, qualifying has come to an end here. And LS Subaru with a 58.142 is going to be our pole sitter in the 6th race of Season 46. Yes, do Ghibli. Tell the pizza delivery person about the stream. Yes. Do it. Just blast it out there. Let the neighbor know. Just print a banner and put it on your balcony. If you got a balcony, put it on there. If you got a garage, just affix a banner to the garage. And then send me a picture. If you're watching and you want to be a staunch advocate, a promoter for the FM4 series here on Xventure, do whatever promotion you deem fit and take a picture, send it to me, and depending on the level of response to your call to action, perhaps I can find some sort of reward. All right, let's go take a look at the qualifying times here. Patches Riley with a 59.683, 58.606 there for Kratium. Slow Motion Fire with a 101.916. LS Subaru with a 58.142. Modern Weapon with a 1 minute .996. Test at a 104. Audrex with a 1.186. Kuda with a 59.403. Fear the Fun with a 58.688. And Onion Too Many Eyes. You may have seen briefly the emphatic disbelief. Onion, it's only temporary. You'll be welcome back, but we try to keep things fairly family-friendly here. Onion with a dirtied 102.240. Either disconnected or got into a crash or something, and so Onion with Too Many Eyes will be at the back of the pack after finishing in 6th there in the first race of the evening. Going to try to get back up into the front of the grid. What happened to the predictor? Onion and I are trying to get paid. I know. Sometimes I forget it. Forgive me. I'm a one-man band here. I'm trying to do my best. I'm a one-man band. Let's see. What should we do for the predictor here for the race itself? What should that look like? Let's do this one. Where will Fear... I'm just going to continue to pick on Fear the Fun, because that's what I do. I pick on those who are better than me. Where will Fear the Fun? Because I'm behind the... I don't have the anonymity of a keyboard. I'm not like the keyboard warrior, but here I am like a streamer just on camera knowing that Fear the Fun can't possibly come through the screen. So I'll just pick on him here through the predictor. Where will Fear the Fun finish at Lime Rock? Let's go. Let's say top 3. Let's say top 5. Let's say 6th or worse. And then let's say, just to really put the knife in and twist it, let's say DNF. Only because I appreciate you as a racer, a Forza racer, and what you do here for FM4 Fear the Fun. It's not the personal. It's all for my own personal humor, enjoyment, laughter. Limos at Lime Rock, says PTG Platinum. Oh, yeah? You watch PTG Platinum, how well this is going to go. This is the racing so far through the first 5 races here of Season 46 has been phenomenal. It's been on point. You would think that they're driving any other vehicle. C500 Performance Index in Forza Motorsport 7. As is always the case here in the Forza Spec Racing Series, we've got a great variation of skill level out on the track from the, those who certainly could qualify for the highest echelons of Forza esports, the likes of LS Subaru, to folks who are joining us here on Tuesdays, really for the fun of it, enjoying the friendship, probably the banter there in the FM4 Discord and over comms during the races, running their own race, having a good time, whether they're at the front, mid, or back of the pack. It's just great. We're having a good old time here on a Tuesday. That's what they do. And for anybody who's watching and really wants to be a part of it, perhaps you're getting excited. I fully anticipate we're going to hear something about the next Forza title here at the Xbox Showcase, which I believe is June 12th, if I have my mental calculator working. When the next Forza Motorsport title releases, I fully expect that the Forza Spec Racing here, the grid is going to fill up. I bet you it will. And we'll be back at it here with all kinds of fun in the chat, on the track. I'm eager for it. But this is kind of a great. There was really no better time, at least in my idea, because this is the only title in which I've commentated the Forza Spec Racing Series here. This being the 18th season that I've commentated. I don't know that there is any better time to get involved now, because you can get familiar with the league while you have an opportunity to get into the grid. And then when the next Forza Motorsport title comes out and FM4 transitions to that title, you've kind of got first dibs, because I think with the popularity and the number of people coming out in the community and saying, hey, I want to be a part of community-based racing again, that there's going to be this vying for position or vying for spots on the grid. And so if you've established that rapport here with FM4, that just makes it that much easier, depending on what format they go with, to vet drivers in who are going to get the guaranteed spot and those who are going to have to be on the wait list. It helps put you in that position of like, yes, I know how FM4 runs. I've shown that I have the ability, or at the very least, the knowledge of how to race clean. It doesn't mean I have to be the most competitive driver out on the track or have any level of competitiveness at all. As long as you race clean, they'll welcome you back. So get involved. There you go. Nightbot with the link, reddit.com/r/FM4. We've got 2 more weeks after this, at which point you still can be involved the next 2 weeks, even though you won't be in the running for the championship. Still come out here and have fun, race the limo for a few races, and then when Season 47 gets kicked off, I believe that'll be late June, you'll be ready to go. Ready to go. Ghibli Giblets can't drive because he's only 4. Getting through that Twitch age filter, age gate, are you? Huh? There, Ghibli? All right, the organizers are getting ready, getting things ready. It looks like we're dangerously close. All the drivers readied up. 10 of them on the grid here tonight, which is good. That's a good bounce back from where we were there a week ago. And here comes the countdown. And let's go racing. Our second race of the evening here, Lime Rock. As you can see, it's LS Subaru and Cratrim on row number 1, followed by Fear the Fun and Cuda93. Row number 2, Patches, Riley, and Audrex on row 3. Row number 4 belongs to Modern Weapon and Slow Motion Fire. Test in 9th and 10th is Onion, Too Many Eyes. The countdown has worked its way down. It's been slow here today. Like, the launching into the lobby has been slow. I know, 5 seconds is 5 seconds, but I don't know. Something don't seem right about how things have been going here this evening. They are on the grid, all loaded up. LS Subaru, as soon as Subaru moves, once that XTS limousine budges the slightest, everybody else is free to go. And here we go. Kick the tires, light the fires. Folks, you're watching the Forza Spec Racing Series, week number 3 out here at Lime Rock, down the Samposi Straight into Big Bend, turn number 1 and 2. It's LS Subaru. Wouldn't you know it? The Light Sport Esports. Light Speed. Why do I say Light Sports? That doesn't even make sense. It's like light beer. Light Sports. I guess maybe some would consider esports as the light version of sports. Craytrim in second, Kuda 93 in third, Fear the Fun in fourth, Odd Trex in fifth. Sorry, my mind just, every once in a while it goes on a tangent. I bring it back. Trying to be professional. Gosh darn it. We'll try it again next week. There should be a sign on this stream that says professionalism coming next week. It's like that free beer sign in the bar next week. It just never changes. Never comes around. LS Subaru, though, comes around across the line for the end of lap number 1. And I read out the top 5. In 6th, it's Patches Riley, Modern Weapon in 7th. Slow Motion Fire is in 8th. Onion Too Many Eyes in 9th. Test in 10th position. All 10 drivers still out there on the track, and LS Subaru telling us they're in the driver's spotlight. It's going to be difficult to pass on this track. We'll see if anybody's able to defy those odds. Down the no-name straight they come. Craytrim there in the background as they head to the uphill section. In Dust We Trust. There you go. I like the support. Whether it's warranted or not, that's another discussion, but let's go back to 6th. Patches Riley here chasing down Audrex down the hill into that turn number 7, out onto the straight again. And LS Subaru, in addition to saying that the passing was going to be difficult, also said that the tire degradation may come into effect. And here we go. Another loading screen. Who did we lose? I'm going to have to end the predictor, aren't I? "84% of you, with a massive amount of channel points, suggested that Fear the Fun would disconnect, and well, guess what? You done won. You done did it. Yeah, Fear the Fun having all kinds of trouble here tonight maintaining a connection, saying that it's an AMD issue with some tracks. What? 80% of the tracks in Forza Motorsport 7? It's really a bummer. I mean, I feel for Fear the Fun because, you know, the dude competes. Entering week number 3 in second overall, just 6 points behind our leader, and gets 2 DNFs here for a total of 6. Yes, you heard me correctly, 6 points. If you DNF in any of these races, 3 points is what you get, no matter where you were on the track. And so Fear the Fun definitely not going to be enjoying this night from an FM4 perspective. Hopefully for him, the Tampa Bay Lightning can get a victory. I don't know. We need to find some sort of fix for Fear the Fun. This can't continue. This can't continue. It sounds like, Fear, you just need to change your chipset out for an Intel. That's what it sounds like to me. All right. LS Subaru was not only our pole sitter coming out of qualifying, but continues to lead the race here. Craytrim not too far behind, but I do expect that lead to grow for LS Subaru as Craytrim, the winningest driver in Forza Spec Racing Series history, has the most championships. I believe the count is 10. Dead even on 10. But LS Subaru has rolled onto the scene here over the last 4.5 seasons and has just done a number on the competition. I mean, just flat out obliterated really the entire field. There was high hopes that, at least from me, that RZM Salty would be battling LS Subaru here this season, and while Salty has been registered, has not been able to participate. Salty a long time like a name, has had a presence here on this channel through the various races that I've covered, both for Tora, for FM4, even some of the events that I hosted back in the virtual Autosport years. Would love to see RZM Salty back out on the track, and I mean, there's so many drivers that I know could keep pace and challenge LS Subaru for the lead. I hope some of them come out the woodwork here very soon. PTG Platinum says Subaru is very quick. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to call you Captain Obvious or anything, but yes, 4-time champion now. 4-time back-to-back-to-back-to-back champion here in FM4. Going for a 5th championship. It's unheard of here in FM4. I mean, the fact that he won 4 straight was a record, and now trying to go 5 straight. Here comes Audrex in 3rd with Kuda in 4th, coming out of Big Bend, turn number 2, up to the left-hander, then the right-hander. Lap number 7 of 30. That 31st lap there in the upper left is just a cool-down event. PTG Platinum saying, wow, yeah. I mean, this really is a call to anybody who thinks they've got the skills to compete with LS Subaru to come join us here in FM4 and put an end to this. Put the kibosh on this. It's not because we are sick and tired of LS Subaru, but we're sick and tired of LS Subaru. LS Subaru is a fantastic ambassador and participant of this series. I say ambassador because LS Subaru is always joining me here in the driver's spotlight, is always putting up a positive posture about racing, and has a great story about his not too long ago introduction to Forza Motorsport, and has just kind of become a savant, if you will, here, at least from what we've seen. And to have LS Subaru compete for first place would be competition we have not seen here in FM4 in quite some time. There goes Kuda 93 into the tire barrier, out onto No Name Straight, and that is a bummer. I don't think there will be any damage to that vehicle because it was the tire barrier, which are pretty forgiving here in FM7. Yes, indeed. No damage to the vehicle itself, only tire degradation, and that's a result of the 9 laps or 8.5 laps of racing. PTG Platinum, I might have to give it. Hey, bring it on, and that's not like a threat. That's a please do. You're more than welcome to come be a part of the fun. And even if you find yourself still trailing behind LS Subaru, just giving it an effort will be fun to watch. There goes Kuda now making a move around Modern Weapon into turn number 1, or coming out of turn number 1, able to get back on track and get pace going once again. LS Subaru now across the line for the beginning of lap number 10. Creatrum in 2nd, Audrex in 3rd, Patches Riley in 4th, Onion Too Many Eyes in 5th, and Kuda, as we see, creeping back up to 6th. Modern Weapon is in 7th, Test in 8th, Soul Motion Fire in 9th, and yes, sadly, Fear the Fun, our 10th driver on the track, has DNF'd once again. Yeah, just above you there, Platinum, is the link, and if you happen to refresh your chat, then just give it a couple of seconds here, a few more seconds. It's got a bit of a cooldown before you could use the command again. Kenny C 1200, thank you so much for the follow, and great to have you here. Hopefully you're having a good Tuesday. If not, well, maybe you are now. That's my goal, to broadcast FM4, to keep you apprised of what's going on in the series, but ultimately, hopefully make your Tuesday suck a little bit less. I try. Let's go back to our replay here when Cuda 93 went off the track out of the right-hander. You see a little bit of a bump there from Onion Too Many Eyes in the Air Canada car. Cuda is able to maintain position on the circuit through that corner. Then they go through the left-hander. I said the right-hander. That was actually Big Ben. Now they're coming up onto the right-hander toward the no-name straight, and that's where Onion Too Many Eyes again into that passenger side door panel. It was nothing egregious. It was nothing warranting a foul. It was just those drivers here on a pretty narrow track, a windy and narrow track, making contact when driving side by side in an XTS limo. Like, some of these things just go without saying that accidents are going to happen when you've got limousines out on the track. Kenny C1200 says, this is awesome. Found you through Forza Twitter. Oh, appreciate it. Did the Forza Twitter retweet? Is that what happened? Did the Forza official Twitter give a little bit of a nod here to X-Venture? Wow. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. But nice to get a little bit of love there from the folks over at Turn 10 Studios. Now back out onto the no-name straightaway here for the 12th time this evening. A nice battle here for P3. Patches Riley has really been on it throughout the night, having a good run out there at Bernese Alps. Could have been better. Finishing 7th in that one behind Onion right now. In front of Onion. And no, I'm certainly not being facetious. I do thoroughly enjoy being here on Tuesday evenings, bringing the Forza Spec Racing Series action to you, trying to really shine a spotlight on what I think is probably one of the best community-based leagues that you will find in the Forza community. Whether you've got it for the Xbox or the PC, and if you can race clean, there's a spot for you here in the Forza Spec Racing Series. They've been doing this ever since Forza Motorsport 4. I've been commentating for 18 seasons, not 18 seasons straight. If I commentated all the way from the first one that I started with, I would be up to like 24 or 25. But the last 18 seasons, well, 17 and a half, I guess, since I haven't completed this one, has been an absolute joy. And, having folks come across in the chat saying, hey, new to the channel, or hey, I remember when you used to stream in the Forza Motorsport 5 days. It's always very, very cool. Yeah, I'll humbly say that at one point was one of the first Forza streamers in the Twitch world because it was still becoming a thing, and then life happened where I had to commit myself to other things that didn't include being on the joysticks, and but here I am, Forza Motorsport 7, excited for what's to come with the next Forza Motorsport title, really because I know it's going to inject a new sense of energy here into the community, and then particularly with the Forza Spec Racing Series. I'm telling you, if you guys don't get involved now, you're going to miss out, because the grid spots are going to be dang near impossible to get when the new title comes out. There's going to be folks who are coming out saying, hey, I used to be a participant, and now I want to get back into the action. There's going to be that FOMO effect, because we'll be here on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. Same bat channel. Giving you the best of what the community has to offer. I'm telling you, like Tora, the Online Racing Association, another fantastic group of folks who put on organized events. Head on over to racetora.com if you want to check them out. That's a little bit more advanced. It does necessitate a little bit more, I guess, carefulness in terms of your involvement, because it is probably the premiere of the premiere in Forza as far as organized community races go. They still have some very novice or intermediate leagues for you to partake in. But if you want to find yourself in a beer league that, regardless of your skill level, you can come out here and you can find somebody to compete with, well, make the decision. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Platinum, what's going on there? Thank you so much for the follow. T10 Platinum. That's turn 10, yeah? Got the PTG Platinum and the T10 Platinum. Where are all the other Platinums out? Go ahead, come into the chat, raise your hand, introduce yourself. Tell us who of the Platinums is the better of the Platinums. Yeah, there you go. You become a follower, you get the emote. And across the line here on lap number 17. Well, actually, this is the conclusion of lap 16 here. And I know we're keeping the camera here on Patches Riley, Onion with too many eyes, and a little bit further ahead is going to be Odd Drex in third. But really, that's the closest competition that we have here in the top of the leaderboard. We've got another little battle there for 8th. It's Test and Slow Motion Fire. It is the same Platinum, and it is your work account. Thank you, Platinum, and I appreciate the love there from the Turn 10 account, the Forza Motorsport account on Twitter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, I will be live again next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, week number 4. I will preview what tracks are ahead there, and that takes us into our finale 2 weeks away from tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern, as we go out to Suzuka. Much to the chagrin of LS Barney, not in the rain, but Suzuka for our final race of the season before we put the XTS limousines to bed. And the FM4 crew pulls another vehicle out of Forza Motorsport 7's extensive plethora of cars. There you go. Oh, I like that one. That's a cool one. The Stig with the thumbs up. What's the drip on that? Is that a suit? Is that a suit? Stig looking snazzy here tonight. All right, let's give somebody else here. I know we've been keeping the camera in one spot. Let's go back to 9th position. Slow Motion Fire not having a great race, and there goes Modern Weapon off the track. That's going to allow Slow Motion Fire to recoup at least one spot. Here comes LS Subaru, our race leader, going to put Slow Motion Fire a lap down. It's just, I mean, it's crazy now that here, the 6th race of the season, just watching a limousine get around the track just seems commonplace at this point. It's limousines, folks. This is the car that you see Don Juan song doing the silly gymkhana things in Forza Horizon. They've taken it and they've actually actually, no, that was Forza Motorsport, right? Because the limousine's not in the Forza Horizon titles. But you get my point. This is bona fide limousine racing. There's nothing meme about this. This is this is 9 drivers, was 10. 9 drivers putting on their best racing impression here in the Cadillac limousine. Up near the tire barrier goes Slow Motion Fire. Continues to scuff up there the oh gosh, the brewery, the name of the brewery eludes me, that is quote unquote sponsoring Slow Motion Fire's car, and off the track behind him is Modern Weapon. All kinds of craziness happening back there. And speaking of craziness, let's go back up to 4th as we've got Onion with too many eyes finding a way, oh gosh, trying to keep pace there with Odd Drex. They really are. A nice 3-way battle for, well, 3rd. Giblets there in the chat says Slow Motion Fire may have some hiccups after that kapow. Yeah, Slow Motion, like I said, Slow Motion Fire not having a great race here, which is kind of opposite of what we saw there at Bernese Alps. Slow Motion Fire was really on it. I guess what LS Subaru was saying, Soul Motion Fire is a fan of the Bernese Alps and did well out there. Lime Rock, maybe not so much. Through Big Bend here on lap number 21. Not only is it the Air Canada livery there, but Onion, Too Many Eyes with the pie number board. 3.14, yada, 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 yada. Somebody go ahead and copy and paste as much of the pie formula as you can into the chat, and that way I can read it off. Go. Challenge proposed. Bump and wheel wells. Freaking out their VIP passengers. Drex, Onion, Too Many Eyes, side by side, now into turn number 7. Down the hill onto the Samposi straight. Drex is going to stay out in P3 in the Beepoo car. Here comes Onion. Now at risk of losing position here to Patches Riley. Patches Riley to the outside. Turn number 1. Out of 2. Patches Riley staying on the back bumper there of Onion. Air Canada prevails. Drex looking in that, virtually looking into the rearview mirror and finding Onion and Patches looking to overtake. But again, I referenced LS Subaru there in the driver's spotlight before this one got kicked off, saying it is very difficult to pass out here. Sure, you've got some straightaway sections, but really a lot of the drivers are keeping the same pace through those parts of the track. I haven't really seen a significant advantage on the straightaways. It's in the corners when somebody makes a mistake, like Onion, Too Many Eyes, off into the grass, turns that XTS limousine into a John Deere, gets back out onto the circuit, but now finds himself about about half a second back from Drex, and now here comes Patches Riley, unable to get around Onion, Too Many Eyes on that one. I don't know if maybe Patches was a little hesitant, thinking that maybe Onion would goof it up and cause some sort of wreck there, but Patches Riley not able to take advantage of the moment. Back down that no-name straight. The hard charge toward the uphill corner. We are out here at Lime Rock. Lime Rock just doesn't get a lot of love here in the Forza Spec Racing Series. We don't get out to this track very often, so soak it all in now and enjoy it. Lime Rock with limousines. I said we'll preview what Week 5 has ahead. I'll just go ahead and tease it now. It includes, there goes Onion again off the track. Looked like maybe 3 tires off that time, able to keep that front right on the curbing. Week number 4, our penultimate week here in Season 46, includes, and no, this is not a mistake. I am not misreading this. Rio de Janeiro Mini. If you guys were here for the wrecks, the tomfoolery, well, mark your calendar for next Tuesday, because Rio de Janeiro, I'm not saying that the drivers are going to be doing it on purpose, because they most certainly won't, but it's just going to be impossible to get around the mini circuit at Rio de Janeiro with any great level of caution. If you're timid at that track, you might as well just finish last. Because that one's going to be, how do they call it? The barn burner. Yes. Across the line, they've got some lap traffic out in front of them. That's going to be Modern Weapon there in 9th position. Back into turn number 1. Not too far behind in 6th is Cuda 93. Let's see if we can get ourselves a 4-way fight for 3rd position. That'd be something. Drex, Onion, Patches Riley, Cuda. Oh, hang tight, folks. This one is not over. Oh, careful there, Onion. Flirting with that tire wall. Oh, and Modern Weapon, the lap traffic is going to be off into the grass. I think just narrowly escapes the tire barrier. And how Modern Weapon stays out in front of Audrex so well. I'm impressed, but locks it up then going into turn number 1. Without a doubt, Audrex just kind of watching like with all the clinchness you can possibly clinch. Thinking, what are you doing, Modern? Where are you going? What are you doing? And he does it again, missing the tire barrier once again down the no-name straightaway. Modern Weapon's just like, hey, here, have some blades of grass. Here's some dirt. And skirts past the tire wall. If there was a narrow miss award to give out here today, Modern Weapon gets it just on the... Oh, and there's a fourth! Somebody tell Modern Weapon that the grass is not drivable surface. That we're really trying to keep it on the gray stuff here. And across the line, the end of lap number 26, beginning of lap 27 here. Our race leader getting very, very close to lapping even the top, not the entire top 3, because Cratrim isn't that far back. But P3, 4, and 5, and 6 with Kuda at risk of being lapped here, which really doesn't mean anything for the purposes of the racing, but again, just shows how dominant LS Subaru has been. Again, I'm kind of doing the Rock like bring it type thing here. You can't see me right now, but bring your skills and put LS Subaru to the test. Audrex up onto the curb and gets the back end of the front wheel drive XTS limousine. A little squirrely there, the Pipu car, and keeps it pointed in the right direction, which is great. Now here on lap number 28, or yeah, 28. The whole being a lap down thing is, or almost a lap down thing is throwing me off. LS Subaru begins his lap number 29. And the 29th lap now begins here for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. LS Subaru closing in pretty quickly there on Kuda 93. Kuda 93 is really going to close that gap if they want a shot for 5th, maybe even 4th, possibly even 3rd, depending on what happens. We're going to keep our camera fixated right here for the next lap. LS Subaru is on the final lap. I believe the organizers will let this one play out. In this battle for 3rd. I would really hate to see it ended early, a lap early. We'll see what happens here as Audrex crosses the line. White flag will drop here. Lap 30, the final lap on race number 6. And now into turn number 1. It looks like they're still at pace. So I think the organizers are going to allow the race to continue. LS Subaru crosses the line with the checkered flag. And now here we go. Out of the left-hander, up to the right-hander. Audrex holding on to P3. That's where Audrex finished. Out at the Bernese Alps, trying to go back-to-back here with the bronze. Falling off the pace is Patches Riley, Kuda 93. Also off the pace and not even going to have a shot at 5th, really, unless Patches makes a mistake. Through the second to last right-hander, now into turn 7, the final right-hander. Can Canada do it? Audrex again a little bit squirrely in the XTS limo, but he's going to hold on for a second. 3rd place finish here tonight. Bernese Alps Lime Rock. Onion Too Many Eyes in 4th. Patches Riley in 5th. Kuda 93 in 6th. Soul Motion Fire will grab 7th. Test in 8th. Modern Weapon in 9th. And yes, our 10th driver here this evening, Fear the Fun, unable to finish. Okie doke, folks. Well, that's it for the racing. But you would be remiss if you miss my chat with drivers in the driver spotlight at the conclusion of tonight's broadcast, and a nice little preview of what's to come here in week number 5 and, well, week number 4. Hold on. Let me not get too far ahead of myself. I have a tendency to do that. We've got week 4 to preview, then our finale there, week number 5. I'll talk about what else is to come here on the channel over the next couple of weeks as I shift up the schedule a little bit, mix it up. But all that and more after we take a brief break. For those of you who are followers to the channel or are not followers to the channel, whichever it is that your current status may be, you will see some ads. It's a little bit of revenue that comes to the stream to help support some of the production stuff, offset some of the cost associated with buying licenses for the music that you hear on the stream, among other things. For those of you who are subscribers to the channel, your patronage is much, much appreciated, and you do get to jam out to some of the tunes here during the intermission. When we get back, we'll talk to drivers in the driver spotlight, look ahead to what's to come here in the remaining 2 weeks of season 46. That and more. X-Venture, Forza Spec Racing Series, season 46. Whoop. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the intermission screen. I don't know. For a second there, I got a little worried. I'll be right back. All right, winding things down here, week number 3 of the Forza Spec Racing Series. 6 of the 9 races here in Season 46 have come to a head, and we've only got 3 races remaining, and we'll take a look at what those entail here in just a bit, but we're going to turn over to the Forza Spec Series Driver Spotlight to have a chat with our drivers. First one I see in there, SDR Onion, who you had some choice words for yourself there in the chat coming out of qualifying, but able to turn that around for a pretty solid finish there at Lime Rock. Was maybe looking to get around Audrex there for third, just couldn't make it happen. But P4, that's commendable.
Pretty solid considering I started last. Yeah.
Was it? I didn't notice. Was it a disconnect, or did you just have a poor qualifying session, unable to turn out a clean lap? What was the deal there?
No, I just went off the track in the last corner. It's a stupid mistake. Shouldn't have done it, but it is what it is.
We saw quite a bit of that in the last corner, and for Modern Weapon elsewhere. Modern Weapon was testing the grass in all the corners. Yeah, Audrex even went out there several times, unable to capitalize on that. You had even done it once there, and Patches Riley wasn't able to make a move around you. Just testing out the turf there in the limousine, yeah?
Yeah. I thought I might try a rally car. You know, who knows?
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know. I don't know what to say apart from the fact that if the car is going to have understeer, you might as well just add more understeer to it.
For sure.
P4 finished there. Looking back at the Bernese Alps race, pardon me as I gag on that track, but 6th place there. I mean, that was not a bad finish either. It was another one of those where you were really closely contested there with Patches Riley, I think it was. Actually, Slow Motion Fire finishing just in front of you.
That was unfortunate. I was just driving around in P4, saving tires, and then I realized partway through the race that I'd done my math wrong and I had way more tire than I needed. So I was like, oh, I'll push and try and catch Audrex. I pushed it straight into a tire wall and ended up with some pretty bad damage. I managed to recover a little bit, like just those 2 extra places, but...
So I was second guessing you. You proved me wrong because you were able to come back and get a couple of spots back from Patches and Modern Weapon. But when I saw you go into the wall and then decide not to go into pit lane, I'm like, man, you could go into pit lane because I don't think you were at risk of losing to Test, who was way further back in 9th position. I thought for sure you'd go into pit lane. That way your car was in a good condition to bounce back if Patches or Patches or Slow Motion Fire faltered a little bit, but you did it anyway, apart from getting around Slow Motion Fire.
Yeah, I mean, the way I looked at it is I was already in last place, or not last because Test was behind me, yeah. But he was quite a ways behind me, so pitting wouldn't have really made sense. Like not pitting, I at least had a chance to catch Patches in Modern, which I ended up doing. I didn't have any engine damage, and the car was like the steering damage was pitching me to the left, and the way my brakes were damaged was pitching me to the right. So it ended up kind of balancing itself out, which was kind of nice under braking.
Oh, nature has a fun way of doing that, right? Balancing things out. Okay, so talking here with SDR Onion in the driver's spotlight, the end of week number 3. We've officially entered the back half of the season, and as we go into week number 4, quite an interesting schedule. Maybe not so much with Watkins Glen, very much I guess in the same vein of Lime Rock. They have similar characteristics to them, I think. But then it turns, then we take a turn to Rio de Janeiro, the mini circuit. In reverse.
Who chose that? Who let that be on the schedule?
Was it you?
No. If my recollection is correct, I believe it was Fear the Fun 1 who selected Rio de Janeiro mini circuit reverse.
Mr. DNF.
And I believe it was Slow Motion Fire who let him have this because he was so mad about the Bernese Alps being on the calendar.
See, it's all starting to come together now. I mean, all of the organizers ditch week number 2. Fear the Fun shows up for week 3, kind of. And then they all are in agreement that the Rio de Janeiro mini circuit in reverse is a good idea. It seems like some shenanigans going on here.
I don't know, man. Who let them run a race series? Picking Rio Mini. What is this? Fear can't even stay in a race as well.
46 seasons and it comes to this.
I know, man. Like, what is this?
Well, can you keep your 2 solid performances here in week number 2, and then looking at the overall leaderboard, I mean, you're not doing half bad at all. You came into week number 3, 88 points, just behind Patches Riley and Audrek, so you should make a move. I think maybe one spot there. Does the good performances continue, or are those just not going to bode well for you?
I don't know. I certainly hope so. I might have to do a little bit more practice for Rio Mini. Mostly practice keeping it out of the walls.
Nobody's going to practice for that race.
I'm just going to practice keeping it on the track. I mean,
not even LS Super. I'm going to talk to LS Super here in a couple of seconds. He's not even in practice for it.
He'll practice. He's got to tune the car. I mean, unless he's just throwing numbers at it and lying to me or something.
Well, I mean, it's Forza 7. In Forza 7, doesn't it work? I mean, the track is mini circuit in reverse, so don't you just do the opposite with a tune of what you would normally do?
Yeah. Just like positive camber, reverse gears. You know how it is.
Oh well, it'll be interesting. Nonetheless, Onion, too many eyes. I keep calling you that. I know that's probably not what you would prefer, but I'm gonna stick with it.
I love it. I don't care. I mean, I think it's great.
If only Xbox would allow you to change it to give you enough characters with Onion with too many eyes as your gamer tag.
I don't know if I'd go as far as to put it as my gamer tag, but like, I mean,
fine.
You keep calling me it. I don't know. Maybe somebody will change my nickname in the Discord server too.
Yeah, inevitably it happens where I run with something that may or may not be in somebody's tastes. They may not care for it, but then the league just decides to adopt it as part of your nickname in Discord. Sure enough.
Yeah. I don't. Right now, it's Fear Junior. I don't know where that came from.
Oh, Fear Junior. Yeah, that's weird.
It's interesting. I don't know whether to take it as a compliment or like an insult, or what's the deal here? Was it something I said, something I did? I don't know.
You didn't disconnect, so that should be removed immediately.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
All right, Onion. Well, hey, great chatting with you. We'll see you in week number 4. I look forward to seeing where you'll be on the official leaderboard heading into week number 4. But good stuff tonight, and catch you in about a week.
For sure. See you, man.
All right, there you go. Onion, too many eyes. Again, displeased with how things went in qualifying, but was able to turn it around with a 4th place finish there, just finishing behind Audrex, not by much, just unable to get around. LS Subaru, who's known in the FM4 Discord as the Forza Horizon 5 marketing, I can't remember the full name. Marketing what?
It's just FH5 marketing.
Just FM5 marketing, yeah. Or excuse me, Forza Horizon 5 marketing, yeah. Letting, if I remember correctly, letting everybody know when your weekly festival playlists are due, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I don't do that anymore because I think most of the people in the Discord don't play Horizon 5 anymore.
Yeah. Hey, I guess you got it's not the worst nickname you could have coming from Onion, who has Fear the Fun Junior.
Sorry, what was the question?
There's no question. I thought you would either agree or disagree with that statement, that yours isn't the worst nickname.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's understandable. I think out of everyone in the Discord, I'm the one that plays and likes Horizon 5 the most.
Yeah. All right, so here's a question for you. What was the least exciting race for you? The Bernese Alps, even though you say you like the track, or Lime Rock? Which one did you like the least, despite finishing first in both?
I mean, I would say the Lime Rock one was at least more. At least there was more going on because it's a shorter track. It's usually a bit more packed.
Yeah.
So I would have to say that Benice Alps was the more less interesting track. I'll say. I won't call it boring. I'll just call it less interesting.
Through the midpoint of the race here, we had an appearance, and I don't know if they are still here, but from Turn 10 Studios, Platinum, PTG Platinum, and PTG Platinum remarked that you are fast, and I said, well, come race and give it a shot and see if you could take down Subaru, and PTG Platinum said I might just do that. So, your response?
Sure. I mean, the more people, the merrier. It's always fun to have lots of people doing these races, and
Yeah.
if Platinum's able to give me a good race, then that's awesome.
Yeah, and of course that's all in just joking there, all in good fun. Inviting anybody who either can compete with LS Subaru, or you think you can compete with LS Subaru, or you just want to participate in general. Reddit.com/r/FM4. Great opportunity here with 2 weeks remaining. Plenty of grid spots available. Get in on the action and then get ready for season 47. LS Subaru, just tell us now, as we've eclipsed the halfway point, it looks like you're soon to lock up your fifth straight championship. Do you retire at some point, or are you good to just keep going as long as they welcome you in? What's your position right now?
I mean, I plan on keeping on until until it no longer becomes a thing. I guess.
Okay.
This is a fun league, and it's it's good to talk to people every now and then. So I think I'll be coming back each season, or at least I'll try my best to.
I like it. I can applaud your unwillingness to relent, because it just gives me a way to kind of continue to put it out there that somebody at some point has got to have the ability to put an end to this this dominant showing that you've put forth, and on that day, I think we can all have a big virtual party, not to celebrate your loss, but just to say, hey, things have we've seen a different result.
Yeah, I mean, I've essentially become the Sebastian Vettel of RFM4 by winning 4 in a row. So maybe I don't know, maybe I might become the Lewis Hamilton of RFM4.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well there you go. So yes, if you're watching right now and you're like, man, that looked like a lot of fun. It was a limousine, yes, but things will change in season 47, and nobody knows what that change will be yet. Then make sure you make it a plan to be a part of FM4 moving forward. LS Subaru, I could chat with you for days, but same results. And if I ask the questions that I typically ask, I'm gonna get the same answers. But well done. I'm glad that the Forza Motorsport game was able to hold up for you this week. Disappointed to know that you won't be vying for the Golden Broom here this season, but it sounds like next season is a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try. I'll try to see if I can get that elusive Golden Broom award that nobody has yet.
All right, LS Subaru, have a fantastic week, and we'll see you in week 4.
Thank you.
All right, LS Subaru goes back to the main Discord lobby there in the FM4 Discord. Yes, they do have a Discord. So once you go over to reddit.com/r/FM4, you see what how things are set up in terms of the week by week race schedule. When you see how everybody has the same upgrades and how those upgrades are applied, and then what you can and cannot do in terms of not only the tuning settings, which if the parts are tunable, you can tune. But then also in terms of in-game settings, there are a few things that they set for the lobby that you won't be able to adjust. So get an idea for what those are, what those are like, because that obviously that'll play into maybe your racing strategy. And then be a part of the FM4 Discord, because I believe it's highly encouraged, if not possibly even mandatory, to be a part of that. It doesn't mean that you have to be on there chatting all the time, but it's just a way for you to kind of keep aligned to maybe what's happening in the race, if they're preparing for a restart or whatever it is, or if maybe they're letting folks know that, hey, there's something that happened on the track, be careful of this area. You don't have to be an active like chatter in the Discord, but basically just listening in and making sure that you're observing any of the spotters calls or any of the organizers needs. So all right, never mind, I take it back. We do have one straggler here into the driver spotlight. Slow Motion Fire, good to see you out there on the track here tonight, Slow. I know you had some other commitments last week, unable to race there in week number 2, which is very rare for you. And then your first race at Bernese Alps, which I guess should be no surprise to me, as Subaru told me that you adore Bernese Alps, but then things going a little bit south there at Lime Rock. Looks like finishing 7th or 6th.
Adore is maybe a bit strong for Bernese Alps, but I don't think it deserves the hate that it gets. It can provide fun racing if you got the right car track pairing. It's not always good, but it can be.
Well, it was pretty good here in that battle for, what was it there with you and Kuda and Onion and Patches? Well, I think it was more so you and Onion and Patches there for that battle for 5th.
Yeah, kind of for 4th there with Kuda at the end. It was Kuda and I, and kind of at the start of the race, it was Patches, Modern Weapon, and myself that were battling, but I kind of broke away from those two, and they went on to fight their own battle, and I was able to catch up with Kuda, but not get the pass done.
Okay, got it. And then, not to immediately put this week behind us and look ahead, although that's what I like to do, especially here at the end of the broadcast. But the first 6 races here of season 46 have been nothing short of entertaining and competitive and interesting to watch. And then you guys have, albeit the last race of week number 4, so we don't dive right into the chaos, but Rio de Janeiro Mini. Who do we have to blame for this?
Oh, this is Fear's baby right here. So
Onion suggested so much.
I enjoy short track racing. I was skeptical of how it's going to play out in this car, but with the smaller field, I think this will be a fun one.
Okay. All right. During the test and tuning week that precedes the start of the season, I think you all run through the schedule. Am I wrong?
Yes. Yep. That's what test and tune night is for. We go through all the tracks on the schedule and find our blind spots, bump and bang a little bit on each other, figure out just how much you can push somebody before you wipe them out. All the typical stuff.
And so while that turnout is, obviously maybe a little bit lighter than the racing in the actual season itself, what were the results there of that test out at Rio?
It's gonna be hectic. It's gonna be bumper to bumper limos, and it's gonna kind of be like Lime Rock, where you're hunting for the guy in front of you to make a mistake and open up that passing opportunity. Otherwise, you're going to be searching. So I think you're going to be seeing people try some interesting lines, especially kind of turn 2 and 3. I think is going to be your best opportunity to try a different line in order to find some time. I think you'll see that in 3 quite a bit, because that's a wide corner that narrows. So you got a bunch of different lines on entry to try and get the move done.
And to help drivers with their sanity, you guys have turned off the mechanical damage and even I shouldn't say superficial damage, but the aero damage, mechanical damage, that's all off. It's just going to be tire degradation, which I'm guessing out at that track with that kind of race, it may not be a factor. But I'm correct, right? There's no pit lane, so no need to repair any damage.
Right, and that is the sole reason we don't have damage on. It's not
Yeah.
for the driver's sanity. It's just the limitations of the track. There is no pit lane.
You could have played to the hearts of the drivers by saying, yes, we've done it for your sanity, so you don't have to worry about damage to the vehicle. You could have, but instead you just said it was because there's no pit lane. Jeez, I'm trying to help you out there.
I could have, but the drivers know where I stand. They wouldn't expect anything less.
Oh, okay. Brutal but honest. Gotta appreciate that at least. All right.
After last week with the mod team filling in for me, I got to reassert my dominance here, Dustin. I got to keep up the charade of supreme leader.
What mod team? I mean, unless you count, I guess Kratrium is part of that. Maybe, I don't know, but Kratrium had to pick up the slack.
Modern Weapon.
They were all gone. You guys were out of the
that's
picture.
why you got to have a team. You got to have a team, Dustin.
Well, Kratrium did a fantastic job last week, so get him a raise. And we also had here tonight, and maybe there are a few folks who have stayed back here for the end of the broadcast. Maybe not. I don't know. But we're gonna run through this rigmarole anyway. Turn 10 Studios or PTG Platinum there. We're Turn 10 hooking us up there with a little bit of attention on Twitter. And PTG was also in here earlier chatting it up in the chat. So for anybody who's hanging out with us, perhaps for the first time, and didn't realize that for 46 seasons this community league has been running, you as the organizer, what do you have to tell them in terms of participating or just continuing to be a spectator?
Oh, just that drivers of all skill level are welcome to join us out on the track. We treat this as the beer league of esports. So drivers that race with respect and just kind of don't take it too seriously are out here to have a good time. That's what we're all about. And you're welcome to join us. We've got plenty of spots on the grid this season. Yeah. We really wish people would appreciate the greatness that is the XTS limousine. This has been great racing. Can't ask for anything better out of such a ridiculous car.
Well, since you're so brutally honest, I mean, the way that this car came about this season was that it was put to a poll there in Discord, and the majority voted for the limo, and so there has to be somebody missing who selected this car. Somebody said that's your favorite car, and ultimately became the vehicle here for season 46, and they probably were a no-show, or somebody was.
No, this car was picked by Modern Weapon. So rather than picking tracks, we offered car selections to drivers that guessed correctly, and then those selections went into a bracket style vote, and that's how we ended up with the limousine. So this was Modern Weapon's pick. Was the limousine that ended up winning it.
Yeah, but everybody else voted, so
yeah,
they made their bed, and some chose to participate. Others maybe will look back on this season and go, dang it, I should have been out there. That looked like fun.
I think you're going to find more drivers in that camp. Where else are you going to race a limousine?
I know, and once you guys close the book on season 46, like, you guys don't revisit vehicles here because there's just so many to choose from. Why would you go back to one, yeah?
Exactly. 700 and some cars in the game. We're not repeating.
You guys missed the boat. If you're not racing here in FM4 in the next 2 weeks, yes, you still have a chance. 3 races remaining to include the finale there in week number 5. At least be a participant in that, even though you won't be in the running for the championship, and you'll have a good time. I assure you will, even if that means chaos and carnage out at Rio de Janeiro. Whatever.
It'll be a controlled chaos. It'll be like the Ferrari season at Long Beach Mini there, where it was the best possible chaos you could imagine.
Organized, controlled, entertaining chaos.
What more can you want?
What more can you want? Come check it out here next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, or be a part of the fun. I dare you. All right, Slow Motion Fire. Great chatting with you. Again, good to see you back here along with other folks. Hopefully Fear the Fun can maybe get the disconnect issues sorted, even though it seems like it's not that easy of a thing. And look forward to seeing who's out there for the penultimate week.
Yeah, shout out to PTG Platinum for dropping in and promoting us and giving us a little viewership there. And shout out to you, Dustin. Thanks for all you do and putting these broadcasts together. Awesome as always, and can't wait to watch back the replay.
All right, I appreciate it. Yeah, that replay coming up right after the broadcast here every Tuesday. Once the live stream is completed, we run it back. So that way, maybe you missed the action, or if you're a participant in the series, you can come back and be like, hey, how did it look for the spectators of my performance out there on the track? You can kind of see yourself out there. Perhaps an opportunity for you to kind of scout out your opponents. Maybe a chance for you to see what you did wrong or what you could do differently moving forward. However you want to look at it, we've got that coming up here just in a bit. Yes, indeed. Definitely. Thanks, PTG Platinum there with Turn 10 Studios for showing us a little bit of love here on XVenture. It's been a long time commentating here for FM4, even though it's not even been half of the number of seasons that they put on. But it seems like, man, at this point, I'm right there in veteran status along with them with this series, and so to get a different, or at least not a different, but a new audience and folks joining us who maybe haven't heard of it before, haven't heard of FM4, haven't heard of the channel, appreciate that, and look forward to having folks back here next Tuesday and 2 weeks from tonight as we close out season 46, and this will continue. I talk about season 47. And there's many after that. I don't plan on going anywhere. Every once in a while, I have to stop, whether it be for one single week because I'm not available, or sometimes I've missed entire seasons because of other things happening. But really, try to bring you green to checkered coverage every single season, 5 weeks per season, 9 races per season. All right. Well, there we go. Another one has come and gone, and week 4 is sure to be a blast. So do not miss it. I will also be live here on Friday with Hauling for the Weekend, an American Truck Simulator. I'm going to go ahead and load that up and go out for a drive. So join me, if you will, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then on Saturday, I'll be here for a special City Skylines Saturday broadcast. I will not be live on Sunday as I normally am, but a little bit of City Skylines here on Saturday, and then the next couple of weeks after that, I'll be changing up the content a little bit as I'm kind of itching to get into a single-player storyline-driven game. You can always check out the schedule here, twitch.tv/xventure/schedule, or you could just follow the link that Nightbot is about to provide. Or you can click any of the blocks down below that have pictures of the various games that I play here on the channel. That too will take you to the channel. If you click on the Forza Spec Racing Series block, that'll take you over to reddit.com/r/FM4. What a blast. I mean, even though week number 2 was kind of like a week number 3 has come back on a rebound. Week number 4 is sure to be fun. Week number 5, the finale is always a hoot, even if we have a champion already crowned. And then we'll go into the off season and see what season 47 has in store. Thanks to Mark Nasty for the follow, Kenny C1200 for the follow, and T10 Platinum for the follow. If you enjoyed your time here this evening, I implore you to click that follow button. It doesn't take more than a click. It's the very least I ask, and that way it makes it easier for you to find the channel when I do go live on Tuesdays, Fridays, most of the time on Sundays, sometimes on Saturdays. And then I look forward to seeing you back here and enjoying more of the content that we've got going on here. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Stay happy. Stay healthy. Be kind to each other. Does it need to be said? Apparently it does. But thank you so much. And we'll catch you next time right here on XVenture. I'm Dustin Moore. I'm out of here. See you next time. Adios. Goodbye.